Okay.
So that way you will be able to refer back to it. All right, so that
Right.
is going. So now, hi, everybody. I want to tell you that this is going to be show name, hot floating, trading with Anthony, Vanessa, and Lay. Um, and so what we're going to do is we're going to specifically work with um, Lay tonight, and we're going to give her kind of a blueprint as to follow going forward. Okay, so like, um, tell me when we're looking at this here, kind of point out to me, and I think I should have it available where you can mark up my chart with the pen or whatever with your on your app if you're using your phone. Um, show me where there are uh, support and resistance lines in your opinion based off of what you see.
I'm trying to see if, oh, I actually do have a little pen. Okay. I would hope the gap is kind of throwing me off. I'm not gonna lie.
All right, so don't pay attention to the gap. You got all this here history. Let's pretend like the gap didn't happen. So
Awesome.
right there. All right, now point out some support and resistance lines to me. Areas or zones. We'll call them, we're going to start calling these here zones, support and resistance zones.
Awesome.
Okay. Okay. Is your pen working?
Okay. Yeah, I believe so.
Okay. I don't see anything yet.
Okay, boom.
Boom.
I'm
Okay.
using a highlighter.
All right. So I like that. So we're going to put that right there. Where's another one?
We're asking for like the lows. Or you're asking for the low and the high of the support resistance.
Okay. Give me another one. Actually, I'm gonna put this on the monthly so that'll make it easier for you to see. Because
Okay.
that's a lot of action in there. Okay.
Right.
All right. So this is on the monthly. Okay. So now go ahead and now let's see here.
I can erase those.
Yes. And I'm going to erase these lines. Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. Boom.
Okay. Keep going.
All right.
Keep going. Okay. Keep going.
I feel heavily, that's like a tracement, like in between there before.
Okay. Keep going. Okay. Keep going. Done.
I'm making little marks now.
Okay. Okay, keep going. Okay.
And I think, yeah, we can. I mean, that's kind of the same as over here, right here.
Okay. Yep, that's the same. Got that marked.
All right, I think that's it.
All right. So now let's pop down to the 4 hour. And now we're going to do erase your screen.
Okay.
Okay. So overall, even though your method was a little wicked,
Oh no.
overall, not too bad. I mean, because if I come down here to the 1 hour, like for me, this is telling me like price got to this here zone, hit,
Uh-huh.
retraced, came back, hit the zone again, hit here, came back and retested this line. So this is a very important line right here. Okay, but it's not that important because price eventually broke it.
Right.
Okay, here, very important line. Price came down to this area right here, did a lot of consolidation, for all intents and purposes, formed a double bottom, and then went up. So far, this line held. Okay, and so now you're up to here. Okay, price is touching this, and this. Okay, so I think that your method of drawing up to support and resistance zones, I'm going to show you an easier way, I believe. So what I want you to do is go to indicators. And then what I want you to do is I want you to add the pivots HL. And then I'm going to show you kind of what I believe to be way more efficient for you. Okay. So when you're utilizing pivots HL, you go into indicators, go to pivots HL. What you're going to do is you're going to mark the high, you're going to mark the low, you're going to mark the low in this particular case, and then you're going to mark the low in this particular case. Okay, and notice I'm putting it at the bottom of the wick. But then also what I want you to do is you see right here where price came here and closed.
Yeah.
I want you to also put it right there. All throughout, the same identical process. Put it at the wick, put it at the close. Okay, put it at the wick, put it at the open, put it at the close. The wick, the open, and the close. And you're going to work off of the daily. Normally, we go and we start with the monthly. But for the sake of efficiency and time, I want you to do, we're going to start with the daily, especially because that's where you're going to start trading at, is off the daily. Okay. And so now what we'll do is later on, I'm going to teach you how to only use what we call major support and resistance zones, just the majors. Right now, what we're doing is we're doing minors, but we want to be able to get to a point where we're doing only the majors. So if you notice, what I've done is that everywhere I'm going through and I'm marking the highs, the lows, the opens, and the closes. The highs, the lows, the opens, and the closes. Okay?
Yep.
The highs, the lows, the opens, and the closes. Because see, this way now, so if you're going to trade, I want to tell you that you're going to have a very systematic process. And not only that, you're going to have to be consistent with your process. You have a child, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Is your child a boy or a girl?
She is a girl. She is going to be 4 in 2 months.
Excellent. Nice. Do you have her pretty much on a system or a routine?
Yeah.
Yeah, for the most part, give or take. She's on a routine.
Mm-hmm.
She's on a schedule. She's on
Yeah.
a sleep schedule, because what you
Mm-hmm.
want from her is consistency, right? You got to
Correct.
show her consistency. So therefore, it allows you as the mom to be, to get everything done that you need to get done. But if you don't give her a system to follow, then now she's just not going to be happy, right? And
Mm-hmm.
you're not going to be productive. And so,
Exactly.
in trading, it's the same identical thing. If you don't have a system, you're not going to be productive. And then
Mm-hmm.
now what's going to happen is that, so now that I got this here marked up, this is what we do. We come down to the 4 hour, and now what we do is we take and come over here and we open price up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now if you look at it, now you see how price now is doing a little bit better at now sitting on. It'll come and it's basically, it'll touch and it'll sit. It'll touch and it'll touch and then it'll sit. Okay. See how
Yep.
it sits on the line right there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, the other thing about this particular method is that the other thing about this here particular method that I like about doing this here is that what it trains your eye, what it does is, and this is what I like specifically about it, is that it trains your eye to now look at the chart, so that way you automatically see support and resistance. So now when I come to mark up a chart now, it takes me literally about 7 minutes to go through and mark up my chart.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Takes me about 7 minutes to mark up my chart. Now, so your exercise and what you want to practice is you want to practice with your opens and your closes as well as your wicks. But then the reality of it all is the only thing we really need is your open and closes. Okay. But you just continue practicing, because what it's going to do is, as I tell people, is that it's going to train your eyes. It's going to train your eyes to see. And that's going to be the major and most important thing, is training your eyes to see where price is opening, where price is closing, because again, these supported resistance are just zones.
Mm-hmm.
They don't mean anything other than price came to this particular area, and then for some strange reason, which it's not a strange reason, but the banks basically said, you know what, price got here and it held, and it went
Mm-hmm.
into what we call consolidation. Okay. So now if I come back here, I didn't mark up the top that well. Let me go back. All right, let's go back up to the 4 hour. And then let's mark again. So the only thing that we're doing is we're going to mark there, here, and then again, the main thing is that go through it relatively quickly. Don't think
Mm-hmm.
about it. And then you want to go ahead on and mark those areas, because what you're doing is it's kind of like taking free throws. You're trying to take 100 free throws, because eventually, I mean, do that. Eventually, if you take 100 free throws, what's going to happen is that now it's going to be muscle memory.
Yeah.
Okay. So now look here. Price came to this zone right here. Price came up. It bounced on this line. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, it's here. Price came up, bounced on that line, and it sat there. Then what it did is came up to this line right here, hit this line, and then it came back to retest this line.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then it came back and then it broke through. Okay. So now let me isolate this so that you can see it without the support and resistance lines now. Okay. Let's do this here and do this here. You know, only focus on how I'm moving. Price sets, and the other key thing for you is that how you're going to trade. When you see a low, then now you're going to be thinking about doing a buy. When you see a high, you're going to be thinking about doing a sell. Okay.
When do the pivots actually like make their move like permanently? Like when does it actually form and make the little tag?
Highs and
How
lows.
many? Yeah.
Well, what happens is this. What happens is that when price closes above the previous candle,
Mm-hmm.
then it sets a high
Mm-hmm.
above. Okay. When price closes again below the previous candle, it sets a low.
Okay.
Okay. Now, and in this particular case, it is high, low. So now everything, so this is everything that preceded this candle closed below this candle.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This closed below this candle. Everything preceding this candle closed below this candle. Therefore, this was the highest point. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This is the highest point. Now, everything preceding this candle closed above it. So therefore, this now is the final low. So
Got
right now, everything that's preceding this candle is closing above it. This now is a low.
Got it.
Okay. So here's how I want you to look at this. You see how price, let's start from right here. Okay. And I want you to watch this. When price starts moving up, it starts moving up, it starts moving up, starts moving up, it starts moving up, it gets here. What does it do?
It's
It makes a what? A red candle.
hammer.
Nope. We don't know yet. Could be, but it's not the definition of a hammer, because a hammer says that the body has to be closing close together. In addition to that, a hammer is preceded by a downtrend. A shooting star is preceded by a uptrend. So your hammer would be down here. Okay, because you have a downtrend. And so for all intents and purposes,
Correct.
this right here is your hammer. For real, all intents and purposes, because it's shaped in the form of a hammer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this right here could also be considered kind of a hammer, but it's really this one here.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the great thing about you is that you know and understand candles. So this is going to be so much easier for you because you already are up and understand candles. So here's what I want you to do. We're going to put this right now, right here. Okay. Price gets to this point right here, and then it starts going up, 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 up. It's going up, up, and then all of a sudden it makes a red candle. so the action that you see is simply this. Price gets here, this now, and it starts to resist.
Yeah.
Okay, it comes back up and then it resists. Okay, so this, looking at this here now, becomes a resistance zone. Okay.
Yep.
Now, the second thing that we do for a resistance zone, and I don't want to go too fast, is you see that wick that's sticking up right there?
Yeah.
Because that's a zone, what we do is we do this. We cover that wick. Now, I want you to notice something when I covered that wick. See how I covered that wick? Look right here what happened, what price did. It came up, it bounced off of that covering, bounced, and then it went up off of that cover. So this wick basically acted as the completion for one of these three candles. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I like that.
Yep. So you got your wick here, you got this right here, and now what this says is that now what price is doing, because this candle, this here whole set is formed. Okay, but now look what price does. It now this time though it breaks through this candle. It forms a green candle. Can you tell me what the next color candle is going to be? After that green candle, what do you think price is going to do?
Continue to go up.
Nope. It's going to retest. So always remember, anytime price breaks through a line at some point, if not immediately, it is going to retest the strength of that line to make sure that it was what it was.
Got it.
Okay. So now what color do you think the next candle is going to be?
I'm hoping that it's going to be green, but it could still be red.
Okay. It's green. So what is it doing?
It's going to find its new resistance zone.
It's retesting.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it's doing, is just retesting. Okay. And now look, what did it do? It sat on top of this line. So now this line now looks like it's going to hold. Oh, wait. It's still retesting it. Oh, wait. Okay. It's basically telling us that there's a lot of uncertainty in the market. They're getting ready for a major reversal.
Mm.
Oh, wait. Price set a high. Sat there. One. And then finally it took off. So again, when price gets to a zone like this,
Mm-hmm.
okay, there is going to be a lot of testing and retesting and testing and retesting. If you want to see, this is nothing more than this here whole cluster of candles that keeps ranging is nothing more than consolidation.
Right.
That's all this is. Because if I go down to the lower time frame, look at there. Look at that range. Up,
Mm-hmm.
down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Finally, it broke out. You see that? I mean,
Yeah.
that's just like really just like almost like textbook.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's like you can't even really get better than that, because it's kind of like it broke out of there and it broke out in a hurry and it didn't even like look back. But all of that, if I even go down further, look, it's just straight consolidation. That's all it is. Price got in here and it kept on up and up and up and down. Now, here's a question. Do you want to trade in this here area here?
No, I prefer not to.
Why?
I know that the overall trend is a buy, so I'm hoping to continue to like try to get in the buys before the retracement. But I'm not sure when if I catch it on the low before it comes back up, knowing that it's in retracement or it's in the consolidation, then I'll try to continue to just do the buy to the exact point of the top or the resistance zone.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess I haven't really followed through trying to even think that it would go past that.
So
I'm hoping that it would go past that because it's in an uptrend or it's in a buy, but I'm not really too confident in knowing where it's going to go while it's in consolidation.
okay. So now here's the thing I want you to always remember. You don't know where it's going to go. And guess what? I don't know where it's going to go, and Vanessa doesn't know where it's going to go because we're not, we're not the banks and we're not the decision makers. So we don't know where it's going to go. The only thing that we can do is react. Okay. We can only react if it goes to a certain point. So that's why if price makes a high, my reaction is going to be what?
I'm just going to find a low.
Exactly. So my reaction is going to be what? Starts with the S.
So
Exactly. If price makes a low, my reaction is going to be what?
to buy,
To buy. If price makes a high, what am I going to do?
to sell.
And if it makes a low, what am I going to do?
We're going to buy again.
Exactly. So watch this here. If price made this high and then it made this low, the amount of pips between that is 119 pips. In Hawaii, what is the minimum wage?
$10.
Okay. So basically, 10 pips you can make. This is $119. If you're trading a lot size of 0.10, where each pip was $1.
Yeah.
So imagine you're having to work 20 hours at a fast food restaurant just to make $200. Whereas in here, you can do this here this is five, let's see here. Let's count this here. So let's go to here. So we start here and we go to right there. So 4 hours and 30 minutes. You made $128. 4 hours and 30 minutes. All because what you did was when you saw the high, you did a buy, you did a sell, and you waited until you saw a low. And then when that low formed, you got out. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So in a nutshell, that is your lesson for tonight.
Yeah, I needed that. Because I've always been scared to trade consolidation.
Well, but here's the thing though. I'm not saying trade consolidation. What I've showed you is what consolidation is. I prefer you not to trade consolidation because what will happen is that if you don't time this right, you'll get caught in there.
Right.
But watch this. Let's go to the 1 hour. Okay. Okay. Price gets to this here area. You come and you see your charts. You open up your charts for the first time for the day, and you see this right here. Price made a. This represents a what?
High.
A high. Exactly. It's at the top. And then you say, okay, what's it going to do? I'm going to wait. I see price made a high. You look to your left. You see, oh wow, price is in a downtrend. Okay, wow. Okay, price made a high. Then now you say, well, I'm just going to sit and watch. I'm going to see if price makes a low. Okay. You say, okay. Price just made this low. Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to enter this trade And now what I'm going to do is just wait till price makes another high. You go from low to high. And then you say, wow, okay, all right. Since price did that, it made a high. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for it to make what's called a higher high.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so from this low to this higher high is 180 pips. Now, granted, that's over 4 days, but hell, $180, 20 hours, you're not working 20 hours to earn it.
Right.
So again, I'm not saying trade consolidation. What I'm saying is
Mm-hmm.
that if you see a low, the next logical thing that's going to happen is what?
It has to form a high.
It has to form a high. If you see a high, what's the next logical thing that has to happen?
We're looking for that low.
You're looking for the low. If it formed, but here's the thing, what did it do right here?
A lower low.
It formed a lower low. So now what is it going to do?
It has to form a higher high.
It
Or
has to
lower,
form
a higher
high.
a higher high?
Well, it has to either form a higher low or a higher high.
Okay, got it.
So here, what did price do? It came here, it made a high. Then what did it do?
More low.
High, low, high, low. And so now you say, well, and so watch this here. I haven't even drawn, actually, now watch this here. Let's go to the 4 hour. Let me make sure that I've removed all drawings. That's what I meant to do. Let's go to favorites and let's go to, okay. All right, so we'll put that right there, and then you see that right there. Okay, and then we'll turn that on. Okay, so now look right here. Price came right here, and it formed a high.
Uh-huh.
What's the next thing it's going to do?
Form a low.
Price came here, formed a low. Look what it did. Formed a high. So now, in terms of, and look, watch this here. I've not drawn not one support and resistance line. I've not drawn not one support or resistance line.
Mm-hmm.
Not one. But this is what I know to be true. Price came to this area. This is now a support line.
Mm-hmm.
Price came to this area. This now is a resistance area.
Zone.
You see that? Price came to this area and did this. That's a support area. That long wick that's out there, that long wick that's out there gets covered like this. Price came to here. And so now this now becomes a resistance area. But look what price is doing. It came and it sat on top of it and went up.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all I've marked. I've not marked anything else. And so now let's just pretend we're back over here. Okay. Now let's just pretend we're back over here. Actually, let's pretend like we're back over. Let's pretend like we're back over here. And so now I see all of this here. And the only thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to come here and I'm going to mark that. Okay. And so now I said, damn, okay, man, price hit that. And I see all this here. So I'm just going to go ahead on and put this right here. And now what are you going to do? You're here. What's going to happen? Tell me what's going to happen. Price is going to what? It's
Go in
going to
the
stop here, right? And form a low, because what did it do the last time it came here? It stopped.
mm-hmm.
The last time it came here, it stopped. The last time it came here, it stopped. It stopped. So tell me what one or two things that it's going to do. It's going to what? Stop or
Keep going
keep going, because it's formed a high. So what has it got to do?
from the low.
And then what did it do after that? It came back and did what?
Made another high.
It made a high, but then what did it do? What's the other word for this?
Oh, it retests that
It
line.
retested. And then,
Mm-hmm.
and then, and so the only thing I'm doing literally now is marking. Okay. So now what I want you to practice and what I want you to work on is drawing your support and resistance lines. See how I drew my support and resistance lines?
Mm-hmm.
See how clean that looks?
Yeah.
Now you can see, look, boom, 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 boom. You see how clean that looks? Boom. Now you
Yeah.
can see. You can open your chart up and you can see where price is hitting at. See that?
Mm-hmm.
Boom, boom. Okay. And so now I want you to practice, because see, to me, I'm just going to be honest with you. You are like a person. Let's say, for example, I gave you $1,000,000. No, I gave you $120,000, and
Mm-hmm.
you had to buy a Tesla for a person. So that's what I tell you I want you to do. The Tesla is a electric car, self-driving for the most part. Would you trust a person that's been driving a regular car for 4 years, or drive a person? No, would you trust a person that just started driving a year versus to drive, or would you trust a person to drive the Tesla that has never driven a car before? Would you, now remember, the Tesla is self-driving. Would you trust a person, forget about the first person, the second person now, would you trust a person that has never driven a car? Would you give them that Tesla and then trust them to drive you and your daughter around? And they've never driven a car, but the Tesla is self-driving. Would you trust them to drive?
No.
No, you wouldn't trust them to drive. Why? Because if something happened and now they had to take over the wheel, do they know how to drive?
No.
Exactly. So that's why signals are bad, because somebody can give you a signal, and if you don't know why they call that
Mm-hmm.
signal,
Right.
now you can't go back. And now, so now if that person gets hit by a bus, so God forbid, yeah, I mean, God forbid, like I can get hit by a bus tomorrow, and do you think that Vanessa is going to stop trading? No, no. You know why? Because
Probably trade to get you some money.
yeah, because see, here's the thing, she can mark up charts just as good as I can, and now she's already started trading her demo, and Nia, who is in my other group, she's already started trading her demo. She can mark up charts really good as well. Nia is 7 for 7. She's taking 7 trades, won all 7, and she's probably averaging about 35 to 40 pips for every trade. But that's how many trades have you taken since you went in the demo? 4. Vanessa. Vanessa went to sleep on us. I think that she's taken 4, maybe 5 trades, but she's won all of her trades. And so but you know how they win all their trades? They can mark up charts. And
Yeah.
they have a system that they
Right.
follow that
Mm-hmm.
they do consecutively, consistently all the time. Now, is all of these here lines necessary? No, they're not necessary, because I can show you another way to mark support and resistance lines, and it won't even look all this here jumbled up and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But for now, what do you got to do? Train your eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Train your eyes to basically see the charts, to see where price is hitting. So here's going to be your homework assignment. Okay. And this is where I start everybody at. First thing I want you to do is that you're going to go take and you're going to mark up 30 charts. You're going to mark them up, and then you're going to come right to here, and then you're going to copy, and then you're going to send me the link. And then what I'm going to do is you're going to start with the daily. You're going to mark up the daily. Start there. Well, actually, let's go make it. Yeah, start at the daily, and then get everything marked up on the daily. Okay. Okay. And I'm gonna make it easy for you. Well, I'm not gonna make it easy. I'm just gonna make it more efficient. I just want you to mark where price opened. Don't mark it at the top of the wick. Don't worry about that no more.
Okay.
Where price closed. Okay. Where price opened and where price closed. Okay. And then what I want you to do is I want you to send that to me. And then I'm going to take a look at it, and I'm going to see how well and I want you to mark the daily. Then I want you to send me the 4 hour. And I want you to do this to the 4 hour, to the 1 hour. Send me the 1 hour. And then what I want you to do is send me the 1 hour. And then now what I'm looking for is that you having price, let me see. I want yours to look like this, where price now comes and I see it sit.
Yeah.
You know, I see it sit. So the easiest way for you to do this here is that you go up, 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 up. And as soon as it does that retest, put a line there. Okay, it goes up, up, it goes up. And if it breaks, put a line there. And then follow it down, bam, put a line there. Follow it up, bam, put a line there. Down, bam, put a line there. Up, there, put a line there. Down, put a line there. Okay, then it goes back up, put a line there. It goes down, put a line there.
And put a different color for the hour versus the day.
You can if you want to. I'm not gonna. Yeah, I think that'll train your eye, because what you're saying is that the daily, um, the daily. Actually, let me say it again. You're not going to mark anything up on the 1 hour.
Okay.
Only going to mark the daily. That's all you're marking is the daily. I'm just showing you how to do it. You know how well it's going to look. You're only going to mark the daily, because when you're trading, you're only trading primarily off, from the daily. So again, you start here, boom. You follow it up, follow it up, boom. You start here, you follow it back down, follow it back down, boom. Follow it back up. Now don't move your line. Follow it back up, boom. Follow it back down, looks good. Follow it back up, follow it back up, right there. Follow it back down, okay, right there. Follow it back up, that looks good. Follow it back down, right there. Right there. Follow it back up, right there. Follow it back down, boom, looks good.
Yeah, and that was my problem before. It was just like I didn't have a schedule, or I didn't have a way to even like I just relied on the harmonic scanner and the indicators for IML. But like I definitely had that problem of where I couldn't double check their work or anybody's work because I didn't have the knowledge for real, or I just didn't have like a routine slash I forgot what you called it. Some of the a system. Like schedule system for me to know like, okay, when I get on the chart, what am I looking at first?
Right.
I was just kind of guessing a lot of stuff.
Yeah. So what they did was they gave you a Tesla, $100,000 vehicle for your birthday, and they said,
Right.
okay, here, go drive it, and you've never driven a car in your life. I mean,
and I blew it.
And you blew it. And
yeah,
you wrecked, and you,
that whole thing up.
and no, you didn't blew it. You wrecked it. There's a difference between blew it and wrecked it. You blew it. You wrecked it. Flipped it.
Right.
You know, you wrecked it, flipped it, damaged it, and so now it's laying up, you know, in your driveway with a sheet covering, you know, when them tarps covering up. And when somebody says, "Well, what is that?" You say, "Well, yeah, you just changed the subject."
Right.
You're like, "Well, yeah,
it still works."
Yeah, it still works. I mean, the radio turns on, but it don't drive because, you know, the frame is bent.
Right, exactly. We're not going nowhere right now, but
exactly. So
it's under maintenance.
Right. And they said, "Well, what happened?" He said, "Well, I don't want to talk about it." I don't want to talk
For
about it.
sure. Can't talk about it.
Yeah. So here, then you're gonna take, and then you're gonna drop down to the 1 hour, and then you're going to come and you're going to see. Look,
looks so pretty.
Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
You see it? So that's your homework. That's your homework.
Okay.
You're going to learn to mark up charts. Now, here's the thing. This part is boring. I'm just going to be honest with you. It's not sexy.
It's a little satisfactory though.
See this. Let me see. This is kind of like this part right here. If I could use an analogy, this part right here is like foreplay.
Got it.
You got to have it. You don't want somebody to come and like snatching you, throwing you up against the wall, and being like, okay, and then just kind of like, okay, poke it out, whatever. You don't want that, especially not every day.
Hell no.
Maybe once a quarter, but not every day. Right. So here's the thing. This is so important because what it does is sets the tone, and if you don't set the tone correctly, you're going to fail every single time. That's why I was reading this thing. It says that 90% of the people that trade Forex lose money. And I can tell you why. They do not know the fundamentals.
Exactly.
and they do not know what they're reading. They don't understand what it is that they're reading. And so now when you go to explain, they're taking signals and then the signals don't work. Well, what the signals do work, but the people don't know how to trade with the signals. And then they
Hmm.
get frustrated and then they want to go trade fucking Bitcoins. And then
Right.
when I say, well, look, okay, that's fine. You took a signal, then just go mark up a chart. And you know what they tell me? Well, I don't know how to mark up a chart. So you know what I
Exactly.
say to them? Why did you take that trade? Well, I was bored. I want to see what was going to happen.
And I needed the money.
No, I was just bored. I just want to see what was going to happen. So you took a trade not knowing what you was doing. And so now I'm asking you just to go mark up the chart and you're telling me, well, you don't know how to mark up the chart. And now you're mad, mad.
Mad, mad, bro.
Well, in that sense, I can't work with a person like that because see, now you're not serious nor you disciplined. And the big
Hmm.
thing about this process is going to be, and say, I think the thing about it is that when you trade, I want you to pretend and keep it in mind that it is like you are, it is like you are taking care of your daughter. You don't play around when it comes to your daughter. True or false?
True.
You don't play around. You're very protective. If somebody is, you're not going to let, you're not going to be in the mall
Oh.
and then somebody coming and they just going to take your baby stroller and just start pushing her with it. And you're just going to be standing there just like looking.
Hmm.
You are very protective. And so with that said, because you are protective in that sense, in that regard, you have to be the same identical way with your forex trading.
Right.
You know, this whatever you think it is, it's not that. I promise you, it's just not that. It's something totally different. And if 90% of the people that actually start doing this, if they're losing money, then it almost speaks to the fact that okay, don't waste your, if you're not going to be serious with it,
Hmm.
don't get into it because it's just no need of frustrating yourself thinking
Right.
that it's going to happen like overnight because it's not going to happen overnight. And because you looking at, that's why I tell people, if you're going to do this, don't follow people on Instagram that trade forex, especially if they're an IML. You have to friend all of them.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't have really many.
Yeah, you have to, even the many that you do have, you have to unfriend them. Ask me, say Anthony, well, why do I have to unfriend them on Instagram?
Why do we have to unfriend them?
Because you know why? Because you, my dog, are a crackhead. And so,
Right.
right, you are a crackhead, my dog. And so you
Right.
cannot handle. See,
Mm.
I'm not gonna give you. See, I'm trying to get you into rehab. So what I'm not
Right.
gonna do is that I'm not gonna give you $35 and then send you to the corner store to pick up a loaf of bread, some milk, some butter, and some cheese, and some meat. So that way I can cook for you and can then cook. What's your baby's name?
Right.
Soraya. I'm not gonna send you to the store, give you $35, and you got to pass by the crack house to go get milk, cheese, eggs, and meat. Because you know what you're going to do?
Make that stop.
You're going to make that stop. So I'm not giving you $35. I'm just not going to do it. You have to get that temptation out of your mind. So therefore, you can now begin to only do this new stuff and not be tempted by the old stuff. And so, look, you when you get out the phone tomorrow, because she's worn out, and I know what the deal is with Vanessa, but she's just tired. Tomorrow,
Hmm.
you ask her, say, explain to me. See, Anthony is like, just tell her, say, look, girl, Anthony's crazy. I know he is because he just says crazy
Hmm.
things.
Yep.
But ask her, say, tell me, is he the truth? Just ask her. Is there a method to his madness?
For sure.
And if there's a method to my madness, then this is what you do. You spend time with her, let her mentor you as well, because then she's going to be able to give you definitely more time than I am.
Yeah.
Just get on the call, watch her mark up her charts.
Okay.
Just watch her mark up her charts and just say, well, why did you do that? Okay, why did you do that? Just sit there and watch her. And then,
Okay.
because what she also does is she does her analysis. Because see, like now, this is how I mark up my charts. 1 line, 2 lines, 3 lines, 4 lines. Do you see that?
Yeah.
Now tell me what it is that you see.
Um,
You should see, because you've gone through this in tonight's class. Tell me what it is that you see, starting right here. Describe to me what you see.
we're at the lowest low point,
Mm-hmm.
and we have our new support, and we went up, and it retraced and found or retested that
Mm-hmm.
line, so it's a new support
Mm-hmm.
zone. And then we went up again, and then retraced and found another one
Mm-hmm.
until we finally topped off at a resistance line.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so get off my phone.
Okay. Sounds good. I got 30 charts to mark up.
Get off my phone. Because look what you did. You said a lower low, it retested, retested again, and now it created the highest point, and then that was resistance. You see? Yeah, just like that. There's a method to the madness. And you did all of that literally with 1, 2, 3, 4 lines. Now, watch this here. You can either let me put my plug in. You know, one thing I found, and I don't really use them,
Mhm.
but you can go like to, this is what is this? This is called fxstreet.com. And if you do like analysis on any of those, it'll even give you S1, S2, S3, R1, R2, R3. Support 1, support 2, support 3. Resistance 1, resistance 2, resistance 3. All right, sorry about that. I had to. So now, watch this here. Let me see here. Huh, look at this right here. You see that?
Yeah.
Support levels 1, 2, 3. Resistance levels 1, 2, 3. Now, if you come here and you use this particular website and to get your support and resistance loans for your majors for this is your USD. Let's go to
Yeah.
your USD and let's just look and see how it looks. I'm on Euro CAD, but let's look at your USD. Euro. Okay. Okay. And then now. Okay. Now let's just check my work and see what they say. Let's go to here and then it says 1280. Okay, and then let's find 1280. You come over here, you find 1280. 1280 is going to be right. 1280 is right here. See
Yeah,
that?
just about underneath
Exactly.
the
Right.
yeah.
1280. So now watch this. Drop that, right? 1280. Right there. And
Yeah.
now what we're going to do is we're going to change all of these here to, let's just say we change them all to blue. Okay. So that's one. Okay. Let's take this and move it out of the way. So we got one, which did I have that one? I had a little bit too high.
Yeah.
Okay. You saw that? So now we come back over here. The next one, 1220. Okay. We find 12. Okay. 1220. So I have one right here,
Uh-huh.
but this is my 1220 right there. You see that?
Yeah.
And so now we're going to change this here to blue. Okay. Now, notice that, right? Like literally, the only thing is that, and this is kind of like why, and I'll probably have start having Vanessa and Neela check these here. But notice I had mine up here, but these experts, these guys that get paid to do this kind of stuff,
Uh-huh.
that's who these people are. They're getting paid to do this. They're full time. They're dedicated. We're basically trying to do a hustle. So I'm gonna probably listen to them. But notice my support and resistance lines or support lines have been pretty much on point. Would you agree?
Very close. Yeah.
Very close, exactly. So now let's see where this next one is at. 1100. Okay, 1100 is right. Okay, let's get rid of this for the time. And then let's move this to right there.
Yep.
See that?
Beautiful.
I'm just off just a little bit. Just a little bit. And I'm telling you, look, I'm not gonna even joke with you. My trading has basically gone to a whole nother level.
True.
Just by this one little adjustment that
You're
I
pretty
started
much
doing. Like even these here trend lines and stuff like that, I really don't draw trend lines anymore. For what?
right.
Because I can see price going up.
Yeah.
Because as long as it's bouncing off of this,
Uh-huh.
I don't care about the trend line because it's bouncing off of this. And when it bounces, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to react.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as this forms a low, what am I going to do?
Looking for that high.
And I know it's going to hold. So now what I do is let's go over here and let's mark up our resistance. Resistance, 1340. 1340. Right? Let's take this line and we're going to move him right.
Mm-hmm.
Is that enough? No, I don't think that's enough. 1340. Okay, and then now let's make him blue. Okay. So what this is saying though is that price is breaking through
Yeah.
1340.
Uh-huh.
You see that? Let's go down to the lower time frame. Yeah. Let's make this here bigger. So that way we can see it. Yeah, price is breaking through. Okay. Now let's take this up. Right there. So what did price do? Broke through 1340.
Resistance.
So now tell me what the next candle should do.
It's
It
it
broke
should
through.
retest. Yeah.
It should retest. Very good. So now let's go mark our next resistance line. We had 1340, 1390. Okay, 1390. Let's make this bigger so that way it'll work. First time we don't have to struggle.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 1390 is right. Look at there. There's my line right there. 1386. Let's move him up to 1390. Right
There
there. you
go. Mm-hmm.
See how close I was?
Yeah.
Okay, now another thing I want you need to do is make this a big line.
Yeah.
Okay, make that a big line. And then you're going to make this a big line, okay, which is make this a big line, which it almost is. Because it can't, you don't want it to be a small line because, you know, we don't know if price is going to break through it or not. And we don't want to have that perception.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we got that. And so now we come back 1390, 1440. Okay, so guess what? I'm done. I'm done marking up my chart based off of, now, do I trust what they're saying? Hell no.
Right.
But what did I do differently? I'm just using this as a basis, but I'm
Yeah.
going to still, what you're going to do is you're going to still go mark up your charts.
Mm-hmm.
Mark your chart up, highs and lows, just like I showed you. And then you're going to come back and do exactly this. So you're going to mark
Okay.
up the daily. That's easier. Make sure you spread your chart way, way out. That's going to help
Yeah.
you to get it right the first time. And then what you're going to do is make those lines, um, you know, go to, you know, here. I don't mind you doing it. All of them, even my FX book has them. So look,
Okay.
if these guys have the data out there, we might as well use the data, you know. And so,
Yes.
the other thing, like for you, where I think will be beneficiary, it's just like take your time and just kind of read. What is it that they're saying? This is your technical analysis right here. And because see, you're new, this is going to help you because you're really new.
Yeah.
You're like new. So like this kind of stuff, like reading this right here,
Mm-hmm.
is now going to begin now to give you the education that the other girls like already have.
Mm-hmm.
So what I want you to do is that this is what I want. This is what I want you to do. My FX book. Okay, let's go to my FX book because that's what I use. And we're going to let this here be kind of your, you know, your teacher. My FX book, you're going to always look at your economic calendar. I want you to learn what this is. This is the most important thing about your, will be the most important tool of your trading. You're going to come in here, economic calendar,
Mm-hmm.
okay? And then, for example, like you see this here high right here, you're going to click and you're going to read about that. It says, generally speaking, a high reading is seen as positive or bullish for the US dollar, while a low reading seen as negative. So what they're telling you is this.
It's a high reading, or do I have to still read it? It's already telling me it's a high reading.
No, what means, okay, what you're looking for is that this is what this means. The
Mm.
previous month,
Mhm.
it was at zero point 0.2. The consensus is that it's going to still hit zero point 0.2. If
Mhm.
price gets anything below zero point 0.2,
Mhm.
it is going to be
Negative.
bearish. While a
Got it.
low reading is seen as negative, it's going to be bearish. But if it's at zero point 0.2 or higher, that means that now price is going to be bullish.
Got it.
So you're going to go through and you're going to come into here where it says more, and then you're only going to select high and medium impact.
Cool.
Okay, high and medium impact. And then what you'll do is you'll click anywhere there is a high or medium impact. What you're going to do is that you're going to click on the title. See here, this is the UK right here.
Mhm.
This is United Kingdom right here. This is Germany right here. United States. So wherever you see the flag at, that's telling you who it is.
Mhm.
Here, initial jobless claims. This is on what, Thursday. High impact. Okay. An increased trend in this number indicates weakness in the market, which influences the strength and direction of the U.S. economy. Generally speaking, a decreasing trend should be taken as positive or bullish for the United States. So that they're saying that if jobless claims are down, that is positive. If
Mhm.
jobless claims are up, that is negative.
Mhm.
So you're going to study the news section.
Woohoo!
Okay. The next thing you're going to study is um, let me see, where do I go here? Okay, let's go back to home. And then log. I want you to create you an account. It's free.
The website isn't like the app.
It should be. It's going to be a little bit different.
Mhm.
But since you're on the app, let me go to the app because the app is I actually like the app better than the website, a little bit better. Let's see. All right, so what you're going to do is okay, you're going to open up your app, and then come on, what the fuck? Let's go back, open up again. Okay, you're going to click on the three bars up at the top, and then you're going to click on markets. And then you see where, so for example, look at gold. XAUUSD. See, see that line is green. What does green indicate? Buy.
Yeah.
Red indicates sell. So you're going to click on gold, and there it's going to give you a chart, what the chart looks like. It's going to give you up and coming events, which is news. And then it's going to basically give you the outlook. You click on technical. And then now it's giving you like so much information on this thing.
Yeah.
So much information. I mean, this thing is like gold. I mean, it's telling you that on, for example, on M30, W1, and then on the monthly, there's a doji. So let's go to gold and let's look at XAUUSD. And it's saying there's a doji on, was that M30? Where's that doji at?
The doji is at M5.
Oh, minute 5. Okay.
Yeah. The long line is at monthly.
Minute 5 has a doji. There he is. Right there.
And that means that we're about to change direction or possible shift in trends.
So what I would do is this here.
Yeah.
And
See
so
what's going to
now,
break out.
exactly. So now what I'm going to do is, because I'm just gangster like that.
Period.
I'm going to put a buy. Now this is in my demo chart, but I'm still going to do it. I'm going to put a buy stop in on gold at trade. I'm going to put a buy stop at 165. Excuse me. 165. Got 43. Okay, and then I'm going to take profit at 166.43. 166.20. 166.43. Buy stop. Now, you say, what if it go down? Okay, I'm going to take a sell stop. See how gangster I am? I'm taking a sell stop at 1661.34, and then I'm going to take a profit at 162.95, 1651, 1662.34. Excuse me, 1661, 1660.34. So the only thing I do is just sit here and just wait.
So,
I'm
but
getting either here or up here.
Yeah, for the buy, let's just say it's a sell stop. If the price hits your entry point and then it ends up going in the other direction before it hits your take profit, will it still take you or take out like a negative balance, or will it just cancel it out altogether because you're not correct?
No. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to set a buy stop. Excuse me. I'm going to say stop loss, so that my stop loss will take me out automatically.
Right.
Okay.
Even if
But
it, even when it hits that point, it's activated basically.
yes, exactly.
So you can still lose money even if it doesn't hit your spot, as long as you have a stop loss. I mean, it won't be that great of a loss.
Right. It'll be whatever I said that I'm willing to accept.
Yeah. Okay, I've never really set up like buy stops or sell stops in my own for myself because I didn't really know how they worked.
So here's the thing. Are you going to set buy stops and sell stops right now?
No, I'm just gonna mark up charts.
Thank you. Because I was going to I was going to come to Hawaii. I was going to catch the first thing smoking. And which island are you on?
Oahu, which is where Honolulu
Okay,
is.
so you're on the Big Island.
Oh, I'm in the second one or something like that. Fourth one
Or
in.
are you on the second island?
I'm where Waikiki is.
Okay, so I'll just tell them that look, I'm gonna be look, shut this whole island down.
Oh my god.
I'll be like, okay, is this where Waikiki is? They gonna say, yeah. I'll say, shut this whole damn island down. Bring me Lay.
Uh-oh, it's going down.
I'm be like, bring me Lay.
Okay, my family's telling me that I need to eat for some reason. Like I'm not a grown adult that knows how to eat food when it's my turn to eat.
Well, you got your homework, so you go ahead and start working on your homework and 30 charts. And when you get those 30, so just remember, mark them up yourself, come back,
Yeah.
check. That was FX Street. That one seems to be better at kind of giving you those answers that I want you to have.
Yeah. Immediately.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So do that and then just send them to me. And
Got it.
then what we'll do is we will go through them together. And now we're going to get you to where marking up charts is going to be like second nature to you. And then after
Mm-hmm.
we get you marking up charts, then we're going to start working on you need to be working on your candles yourself because I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
drill you on candles.
All right.
Okay. You make sure you know your bullish candles and your bearish candles. There's really only two candles that I look for: shooting
I made
stars.
flashcards.
Okay, good. So I look for shooting stars and I look for hammers and dojis too. But so you're going to get drilled on that. So it's a combination. So let's say by Tuesday, you should have 30 charts over by Tuesday. You should be sending 3 a day.
Got it.
Get them done. Because if you want to get to demo where you're catching up with Vanessa, well, actually, let's just say by Wednesday. And then what you
Yeah.
do is you get Wednesday, Thursday, you get with Vanessa, have her to check your work and say, hey, am I doing this here right? And
Mm-hmm.
then ultimately at that point, the only thing I want you to do differently is just add in those majors. And really, you
Okay.
don't have to even add them in because I already had them there, right? The only thing I did was came in here and just
Change the
changed them up
color.
just a little bit and changed the color. That's the only thing I did. So this here
Okay,
works
do that.
actually. Study this website, FX Street. Study it, understand it, so that because you've never driven before, so
No,
you
I
can't
crashed
start.
though.
Yeah, you can't start trading.
No, I'm not even. I don't even want to put any real money in it yet.
Yeah, so
But
two
I'm
weeks.
stacking for it.
Yeah, in 2 weeks, 2 weeks we'll have you in demo. Save up $300 to $500 for your live account
Got it.
because you need 300 to 500. So therefore, if you lose $20, you won't care if you lost $20.
Mm-hmm.
But if you make twenty
Yeah, I
dollars
think the highest
four
amount I
times,
had was like 100.
huh?
I think the highest amount I've ever had in there because I loaded it was like $100. So that wasn't enough for me to like really even
Ex-
do a lot.
exactly. You need at least 300 to 500. So that way, if you appoint 10 lot size,
Mm-hmm.
you're not going to care if you lose $20. It won't matter to
Yeah.
you. But if you make $20 5 times, you're going to be excited about that.
Hmm.
So you can turn your $500 account into $1,000 account in how many days? 5 days.
Yep.
Damn, that's powerful.
Yeah. All right.
All right, Lele, you go eat,
See
and
ya.
then we'll talk later.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, so I got that done, Miss Lele. Okay, go back to meeting. Let's go to here. Vanessa.
Well, that's a big question. So I was just on the phone with Vice President, and they're trying to make a decision. I mean, frankly, uh, well, to me, I would be inclined to say leave everybody on the ship for a period of time and use the ship as your base, because I like the numbers being where they are. I don't need to have the numbers double because of one ship. That wasn't our fault, and it wasn't the fault of the people on the ship either. Okay, it wasn't their fault either, and they're mostly American, so I can live either way with it. I'd rather have them stay on, personally, but I fully understand if they want to take them off. I gave them the authority to make the decision. No, no, I'm saying whatever it is that takes precedence over the numbers. No, I like the numbers. I would rather have the numbers stay where they are. But if they want to take them off, they'll take them off. And the tests are all perfect. Like the letter was perfect. The transcription was perfect. Right? This was not as perfect as that, but pretty good.
Have you considered not having campaign rallies? Like, you don't
No, I haven't.
schedule in Michigan this coming week.
Well, I'll tell you what, I haven't had any problem filling them. I mean, we just had one in North Carolina, South Carolina, all over the place. And, you know, tens of thousands of people standing outside the arena. So
Is
we
it a risk
haven't
if there's that many people close together?
It doesn't bother me at all, and it doesn't bother them. If you know anything about me, I like when people happen to stay in the United States and spend their money in the United States, okay? Well, I told Mike not to be complimentary of the governor because that governor is a snake, okay? Inslee. And I said, if you're nice to him, he will take advantage. And I would have said no. Let me just tell you, we have a lot of problems with the governor. And the governor of Washington, that's where we have many of your problems, okay? So Mike may be happy with him, but I'm not. If you went up to this governor and you said to him, how did Trump do? He'd say he did a terrible job. It makes no difference. If we came up with a cure right now and tomorrow everything ended at 8 o'clock